Hey guys, so in today's video I'm starting a new series on my channel called Salon Sundays, and this is basically all about my job. If you don't know, I am a beauty salon owner, and I thought I would create some content about my job, getting into the industry, opening your own business, tips, tricks and helpful advice. So the first video in this series is I opened a salon at 19, my salon journey, and it's basically how I managed to do that and like what I would recommend if you're opening your own business or your own salon, if you're in the industry and you're wanting to become self-employed, or if you're looking to get into the industry. So I've got my work phone here and I've got a few notes on different categories and different points that I want to make sure I include in this video. So I thought we would start off with a bit about me, my beauty therapy journey, why and how, basics pretty much, in case you're new to my channel or you don't really know much about what I do in my day-to-day job. So basically I am now 22 years old. I opened my salon when I was 19. My salon is in the city centre of York. I'm on Gudrun-Gate. I'm in my salon right now if you didn't twig, and I opened my salon when I was 19 in November 2019, so not a good time to start a business because obviously just before COVID hit and I had to, close, lock the salon down, go into lockdown. So yeah, it wasn't an ideal time to start a business, but it was just unfortunate. But I'm still here, I'm still up and running, and if anything, the salon's just growing and growing. So before I opened my own salon, I was working at a spa, which I did like working there, but it was only minimum wage. It was a lot of work, a lot of late evenings, and it just wasn't very me. I felt like I had to kind of be a different person there. I couldn't really show my personality. It was very sort of old people vibes and like just very like prim proper, and that's just not me. If you know me, that is not me. So yeah, it wasn't the most comfortable environment for me, and I just felt like the work that I was doing wasn't really like how much I was getting paid. I was only on minimum wage. It just wasn't worth it, and I was starting to not enjoy what I was doing, which was the main concern. So I started that job there at that spa whilst I was doing my training. I went to college, I finished college and worked full time at the spa after that. So, and then obviously after a fair amount of time went by, left the spa, opened up here, and here we are today. Steps that I took to open my own salon. So first, obviously, you've got to find your location, the property, and I knew that I wanted to work in the city centre. The spa that I was at before was on the outskirts of the city centre. I had to get 2 buses or a bus and then walk like 30 minutes to get there, and so I knew I wanted to be in the city centre. I knew I'd get good footfall. I knew I would, be most successful in the city centre. Some people work from home. That was not an option for me because I live with my family and there was nowhere available, and the village I live in is very like rural, so it wouldn't have worked working from home. But if that's an option for you, go for it. And mobile treatments, I would never want to do that personally. Just the idea of going to strangers' houses and not knowing, I don't know, I watch too much true crime, and yeah, that is not something I want to do. And I don't drive anyway, so that's, off the cards, off the table anyway. But again, if you do want to do mobile treatments, then go for it. You need to view the property before you decide to make the decision on whether this is the right place for you. You need to get a feel for the vibe of the place. You need to come in and you need to look around, you need to envision yourself working there and turning it into your own place, which is exactly what I did with this place. It was actually a gun shop before I took it over, which is really, really funny because obviously now what I'm doing here is completely different. But I came in and I envisioned where I would have things. I envisioned the room, the massage room. I thought perfect for a nice private treatment room. I envisioned everything in here. envisioned where I'd have certain areas. I have moved things around so much since when I first opened. But that's another thing, don't pick one place and then just set your heart on it and not look at anywhere else. Definitely see what's available, consider your budget, consider the area. If you're in a bad area, then maybe that's something to think about. You know, what clients do you want to attract? Do you want to attract people that have a lot of spare money, a lot of disposable income? Do you want to attract people that are more on a budget, that just, you know, pop in when they can afford to, when you've got an offer on? What is it that you're trying to attract and what clientele are you after? So I want to talk a bit about how much I spend on my salon, on getting this place ready for clients and for me to be able to work here. So I would say altogether it was definitely at least £5,000 that I spent on the initial products, furniture, probably even more than that, to be honest, because, you know, just trying to add things up, I just put 5k as a rough figure. I got the flooring, as you can see, this laminate wooden floor put in. Before it was like a vinyl grey, like not very nice, dirty, old, ripped, snapped, marked floor, and that cost about £2,000, I think, if I remember rightly. It was one of the first things I did when I got this place. Then we got the electrics rewired and up to date, and we got there was old strip lighting in here, and like in the massage room it was literally the normal light, whereas I needed lights that you can dim down for doing massage and facials, you know, when you don't want too much light in the room. And so that was about £3,000 for all of the lighting. And we got new heaters put in as well. Before that, it was just crap. And so yeah, for all that, the new heating, the new lighting, the new electrics, that was about £3,000. So altogether, I would say I've definitely spent at least £10,000, if not £15,000 on this place, setting everything up. So let's talk about furnishing the salon and the decor in the salon. Think about what image you want to attract to people. My colour scheme, you should definitely have branding colours. Colour scheme is white, grey, silver as an accent, and then like wooden accents like the floor and stuff like that. And I did have some wooden chairs in at one point, but got rid of them because I didn't really like them. But yeah, think about stuff like that. You want things to look clean, you want things to look cohesive, you want to build an image for your clients, for potential clients. Think about what clients you want to attract. Are you attracting just female clients? Are you just working on females? Are you going for like a pink palace vibe or like a Barbie vibe and that sort of thing? Or are you open to all clients and you want something that's like gender neutral, which is what I went for, with the greys and the white and all of that? Or are you going for like a really bright colour to stand out and to be a bit garish, if that's your kind of vibe? You know, do you, but think about how it's going to be perceived by other people at the same time. If you're struggling for what sort of vibe you want to go for, definitely check Pinterest. What I did was I made a Pinterest board and I named it Salon Inspiration, and I literally just typed in like salon decor, beauty salon, stuff like that, and got images up of what people had in their salons that was on Pinterest, and just added it to my board and saw stuff, and I was like, oh, I want to do something like that, or oh, that's really nice, I'm going to do something like that. And you know, just giving me ideas of how I wanted my setup to be, what things I wanted, how to store stuff like your nail polishes. I have mine up on racks on the shelves on the wall behind me at my manicure table, just little things like that. Next, we're going to talk about my salon journey so far. So obviously when I opened up, no one thought COVID was going to happen, you know, it wasn't a thing. So I had a quiet November because obviously I'd just opened my business and I was doing friends, doing family, doing an office to try and get people in the door and get my bills paid. Then we had December, which was really busy. December is one of the busiest times in the beauty industry, so I was fine in December, luckily. Then of course January hit. January is always notoriously quiet in the beauty industry, in many industries. Hence why I'm starting this series now, because I have time to sit down and film. And so yeah, January was bleak. Then we had February, which wasn't much better, and in March we had the first lockdown. I think we opened in July and you could not do face treatments, and then it was August that we could do face treatments, if I'm remembering right. It's all a bit blur. And so that was really frustrating, because obviously it meant I could only do like half the treatments that I offered for that first month. Then we were back and it was almost like starting again from scratch, client-wise, which was really difficult. But at least I was back working. That was the good thing. But we had all the extra PPE, we had the face masks, we had the plastic screens, we had the, what were they called, them screens that you wore on your face, visors, and I hated wearing them. At that time I didn't have my contacts, I was wearing glasses, and I did film a day in the life of a beauty therapist video during this time. And then we had another lockdown in November where we were closed, then we were back open for December, and then we were back closed for January up until I think April time. So yeah, bit of not the best time there. Obviously when you're self-employed, if you have someone that doesn't turn up for the treatment, cancels last minute, you're not getting paid, you're not getting income, you're not earning anything. You know, it's not like you're working for someone else and you know you're being paid by the hour whether the client turns up or not. You know, your client doesn't show, you don't earn anything. You have one client in the whole day, the rest of the time you sat there or you're like doing other things and you're not earning anything. So you need your clients. If you're self-employed, if you don't have clients and you're not making any money, you're not going to be able to pay your bills. So now I'm going to talk a bit about the pros and cons of being a salon owner. I've kind of already mentioned a few things throughout the video, but yeah, I'm going to go a bit more in depth. So obviously I'm going to start with the pros first. The pros, I'd say, definitely outweigh the cons. So pros, I'm on my own boss, so I'm on my own schedule. You know, I kind of choose when I work, what treatments I do, what I wear, what music I have on in the salon. That was one thing about working at Spa. Classic FM was all we were allowed to have on, and it just drove me crazy. I'm always meeting new clients and I'm building relationships with my regular clients. It's always nice when you have someone rebook, because you know that they've been satisfied with the treatment, you've given them good results, and you know they're coming back to you, they're supporting your business. It's great. There's nothing better than when a client leaves you good feedback, a good review, or recommends you to other people. That's when you know you're doing a good job. This industry, you need to be passionate about what you're doing. If you're not passionate, it comes across to the client, and yeah, they can tell. No, there's nothing better than when someone asks me what I do and I tell them that I have my own business, doing beauty, doing what I love, pampering my clients and making them feel good about themselves. Let's go and talk about some cons. Obviously you don't have any sick pay, you don't have any holiday pay. So if you take time off, you're not getting paid, you're not earning anything. You know, it's not great, but it comes with being self-employed. It's just part of what you signed up for. Everything is on me. I am the cleaner, I am the receptionist, I am the, therapist, I am the social media person, I am marketing, I am advertising, I am everything. I do everything myself. It's all me. You aren't just a beauty therapist, you're all these different job roles mixed into one, and you're doing it by yourself. It's difficult, it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. It is stressful having to do everything yourself and having no one else to rely on, and having your lunch on your own, doing all the cleaning on your own and everything on your own. So because you have to do everything yourself, you have to manage your client inquiries, you have to manage any client complaints, and it can be hard, running your business, having a day, especially if you're like fully booked of clients and you get people messaging you, ringing you, coming in the salon and asking about treatments and inquiring about stuff. It's difficult doing everything by yourself. A lot of times I think if I could clone myself, I would, because it would make my life so much easier. But yeah, it's hard work and it's stressful, it's not easy, it can be overwhelming. You have to be able to take criticism well, you have to be able to take things not personally, you have to be able to deal with difficult people. Karens, for example, you need to be able to deal with rude clients that turn up late for their appointments or that don't turn up at all. You have to be able to deal with difficult people. You never really switch off, so when I'm at home and I've finished for the day, I'm always thinking, do I need to post on Instagram? Do I need to get back to emails? Do I need to get back to DMs, Facebook messages? You know, there's always something to do. You have a never-ending to-do list. Paying invoices, making invoices, sending off different things for different companies, or updating things like your booking systems and anything in general. Making orders, making sure you've got enough supplies, making sure you've got, you know, things that you need for certain times if you're doing a certain treatment. Just making sure everything is how it should be. It's difficult, this is not an easy job. Which leads on to overworking yourself, burnout. I did far too much work over the week up to Christmas. I was finishing some nights after 8 o'clock. Not having any lunch because I was working through what would be my lunch break. Just really overdid myself. I was coming home feeling exhausted, going straight to sleep, waking up feeling exhausted, doing a full day's graft, repeat, and obviously I'm open Monday through to Saturday, I only have Sunday off. So lack of free time is also obviously another thing. Like I said, I only have Sundays off, and so I end up doing a lot of work that I've not had a chance to do throughout the week on my day off, meaning I don't really have much time off. Again, it's one of the things you sign up to with being self-employed, but it is a difficulty when you know, just work all the time and feel like you're not doing much other than work. So I think it's time to wrap up the video. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below